Hey there, Wastelanders, and welcome back to War Games News Radio for another Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report breakdown. In this episode, we're going to be taking two classic Fallout factions and putting them head-to-head in an AI battle report. I'm going to be using the Enclave to take on the Brotherhood of Steel in the Red Rocket Misunderstanding scenario. The Enclave can be one of the more complicated and tricky forces when it comes to list building and putting together your forces in Fallout Wasteland Warfare, so I wanted to build a team that had a good mix of both combat and objective-focused skills. If you want to download a PDF of the forces that I used in this battle report, you can head on over to the WGNR Discord channel. I'll put a link to that community in the description below. The scenario I'm playing in this video is available for free on the Modifius website, so follow a link down below to the download section of their website. If you want to get your hands on any of the models or terrain that I used in this video, you can check out some of the Amazon affiliate links in the description below. Anything you buy from there helps support the channel and it keeps me able to make more of these videos more often. But without further ado, let's get some power armor on the table and take a look at our Enclave force versus some Brotherhood of Steel in this battle report breakdown. Let's get into the action. Red Rocket Misunderstanding. Here are my 508 points of Enclave Strike Force versus 505 points of Brotherhood of Steel. This is a smaller game map and a shorter game length than usual. This is a 2x2 game board and is going to be a 4-round game. Objective will be to move this supply crate from my deployment zone here all the way to the opposite board edge. I have 4 rounds to do so, and the Brotherhood of Steel is going to do their best to stop that from happening. And they're going to deploy within orange of the diner here, 1 at each of the 4 corners, and they're going to try and destroy this crate. It has 10 hit points, 1 energy armor and 1 physical armor, and it can be targeted just like any other units and can be engaged in both ranged and melee combat. The classic Fallout 3 bad guys, good guys, or however you want to call them, against each other in this quick and dirty scenario. So let's take a look at the force lists here. We have the Tesla Soldier, who's equipped with the Exo-1 armor, Tesla coils, the Power Fist, and a Tesla rifle, because I wanted to keep everything very Tesla thematic. The Standard Soldier here has Exo-1 armor and a plasma rifle, nothing too fancy. But my Lieutenant is where things get interesting. This is an old nuclear sandlot, Brother Vinny's model, so anyone who's been scouring the internet for Fallout Wasteland Warfare minis in the last decade is probably familiar with those. This was provided to me by a buddy and friend of the channel, Ryan Gale, so many thanks for providing that. I've equipped them in the heavy synth armor, which is a sort of thematic representing this old school Exo-1 suit here, and the Plasma Defender, which is a fun new gun from the New Vegas expansion. So very excited to get them out on the board. And then the standard warrant officer there, who has a plasma pistol. What would I have the warrant officer? A plasma pistol and a power fist as well. So trying to take advantage of some of the melee capabilities there with my squad. Things are pretty nasty and kitted out for our adversaries here. We have a Knight in T60 with a laser rifle. We have a T60 Paladin here with a Gatling laser and a Chinese officer sword. A Night Patrol with combat rifle and combat armor. And then rounding things out, a Lancer here represented by this orange jumpsuit painted Night Patrol, and he's rocking the standard hunting rifle. So let's randomize deployment and get into round 1 of Red Rocket Misunderstanding. All right, round 1, and we have an equal number of player-controlled and AI models, so we're going to make the squad with the lowest caps go first, and by a whopping 3 points, that is the Brotherhood of Steel. First up for the Brotherhood is the Knight, who got the objective AI action, so they're going to make a quick move here to get in base-to-base contact with those barrels and take a shot at long range with their laser rifle at the crate. Laser rifle hitting on 6s. That's a big ol' miss. For my first activation, I'm going to choose the Tesla Trooper and make a strength test to try to push the crate yellow out of the ruined house. Tesla Soldier strength test succeeding on an 8, getting an extra green die because of the Enclave training rule for the warrant officer's steady ability. Gotta love that Enclave synergy. Looking for an 8. That is a success. With that success, we push the crate yellow distance up the board, and with my second action, I'm going to move the Tesla Trooper yellow up with it. The Lancer got the objective AI action and moved from the back corner to the side of the diner here, and they're going to take a shot at the crate in long range. Lancer with a hunting rifle hitting on 7s. That is a hit with an armor break, so that's going to automatically deal 2 damage to the crate because of the armor break, and it only has 1 armor. That's our first points of damage on the crate. 2 down, 8 left. I'm gonna activate my lieutenant next, made 1 difficult terrain move over this computer and terminal here, and now another regular move, yellow, try to get out ahead and within firing range of the Brotherhood next turn. The Night Patrol is next to activate, and they got the objective action as well, and they've got a clear shot right across the board to the crate, so they're gonna take 2 shots with a combat rifle. Night Patrol combat rifle hitting on 5s. First is a miss. Second is a hit with an armor break, so that's gonna deal another 2 damage. Okay, 4 down already, 6 to go. Not too great, but let's just keep doing what we're doing. Let's move once, and then we're going to do another strength test to try to push this yellow again. Enclave Soldier strength test succeeding on a 7 with an extra green die from the warrant officers of special abilities. Hey, that is a success. Moving yellow again gets us to about there. So we've nearly crossed about half the board. So far, so good, but we still have 1 Brotherhood member left to go, and that's the Paladin. Paladin got the attack AI action, so they're going to move once. That puts them just within black range of the Enclave Lieutenant, so we're gonna go ahead and resolve 5 laser rifle shots at close range on the Lieutenant. Gatling laser at close range, normally hitting on 9s, but shooting through cover, so hitting on 7s. Let's see what happens here. Shot number 1 is a hit with an extra damage, so 5 laser armor thanks to shooting through cover against 2 damage. Stops both. Second shot is a hit with an armor break because of the Gatling laser's reduced armor. That brings the armor down to 4, armor break down to 3. 1 damage on 3 armor. That's a stop again. Third shot is a hit with no modifier, so that's gonna be 3 armor this time versus 1 damage. It stopped. Fourth shot. That is a hit again for down to 2 armor on 2 laser damage. Oh, stops everything again. And last shot with that Gatling laser. Let's see what happens. That is a hit for 2 damage. Armor now down to 1. So let's see if he can stop all the damage here. Nope, he takes 2, so that's going to be 2 damage down on the Lieutenant. That was a lot of laser fire for 2 damage on our Lieutenant, but we got kind of lucky with the rolls, and the extra armor from the cover really helped us out there. But yeah, it is now our last unit's activation, which is the Warrant Officer. I am tempted to send my Warrant Officer way up to cause some trouble for these Brotherhood units. I measured it out, and I could just make a green charge into that Knight if I wanted to, but I don't want to break up my Enclave aura cluster that I have going on here. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make the charge once, twice into the Knight, and see if I can't stop them from raining down lasers on our crate. End of round 1, and yeah, we're doing okay. I don't really like how much damage we've taken over here, but with this amount of laser firepower, kind of expected things to go a little bit sideways. Hopefully in round 2 we can get this thing moving a little bit further. Thankfully we've got the initiative next turn, so let's get going and see what happens. Our Tesla trooper, who's going to move their maximum distance of yellow to the corner of the crate there and perform another strength test to try to move this thing further up the board. Tesla soldier strength test of 8 with a green die for being again within black range of the warrant officer's Enclave aura special abilities. That is a miss with a quick action, but because of being within range also of the warrant officer, I get a quick action to spend on skill checks, so I can attempt this again, but this time succeeding on a 6 as a quick action. Ooh, mama. Oh, that's more like it. Just a success, as close as could be. Well, thanks to some quick actions and some quick thinking, we are again moving up the board. I gotta love the Enclave training special rule. If you haven't already watched my Better Know a Faction videos on both the Enclave and the Brotherhood of Steel, I'll put some links in the description below so you can check that out and get a better idea of what these factions are working with. The Knight is the first to activate for the Brotherhood of Steel, and they got the move AI action, which if they're within movement range of the objective, which they definitely are, they go to perform objective. So in this case, it's going to be to charge, despite only being able to move yellow, into our crate there and performing a melee attack. But of course, doing so will open up an opportunity attack by our warrant officer, so let's resolve that first. Warrant officer attacking with a power fist, so 2 extra black die, normally hitting on 6s, but this is a quick attack, so hitting on 4s, and an extra green die because they are within presence range and line of sight of the Tesla soldier for their Enclave training special ability. Sadly, they're not getting any extra dice from anyone else, but hitting on a 4's quick attack. That is a miss. Now it's time for our Knight to take a swing at the crate. Alrighty, so we have the Knight with an improvised weapon, so a green die for that, hitting on 8s with a black die for being super strong and a black die for the charge. We have an additional damage for 2 damage total, breaking all of the armor on the supply crate, dealing 2 damage. Alright, so that's now a total of 6 damage on the supply crate, but that is the end of the Knight's turn. So now I'm going to move within contact of the crate, and then I'm going to make another strength test to try to keep on trucking. Okay, Enclave strength test succeeding on a 7. Now that I've moved and I'm in line of sight and presence range of the warrant officer, I get that extra green die again. Come on, 7s. Hey, that's gonna do it and then some, that's a 5. So with that mighty push, the Enclave soldier shoves this thing yellow again. I'm gonna leave the Knight in base-to-base contact with it there. And yeah, we have not too much further to go, but we also don't have a lot of hit points left. So maybe I can get lucky on the activations and then send some of my dudes down to tangle up with the rest of the force. But yeah, let's activate the next Brotherhood member and see what happens. Lancer activated next and got the objective move. So they're going to take some cover underneath the diner sign and take a shot at the crate. Lancer with a hunting rifle at short range, hitting on 7s. Oh, that is just a lucky miss with that bounce of the die there. I'm gonna activate my lieutenant next, and rather than go for the old heave-ho on the objective crate, I'm going to make a bit of a jockeyed move to this box here, take a shot with my plasma defender on the night patrol. The reason I'm not going for the push right away, I don't want to push this thing out of range of my big, strong, beefy boys. Yeah, I'm going to play a bit of a long game. Hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me, but I'm going to see if I can't even the score and reduce our shooters here. Plasma Defender is a little kooky, 2 black die plus an extra green, hitting on 6s. Now, unfortunately, because I'm on the far side of this crate, I don't have line of sight to any of my other Enclave units, meaning I don't get any of my extra Enclave training ability dice. So we're just going for a straight shot here, hitting on 6s. Okay, that'll do it. 2 laser damage on 2 laser armor. Let's see if we can't do some damage at least. Okay, yeah, that's all the damage gone through, but unfortunately, yeah, we didn't do all the damage I was hoping to do with these extra black die. Away she goes. Well, that could have gone worse. 2 damage on the night patrol, but unfortunately it is now the Paladin's turn. And lo and behold, they got objective, so they're gonna take their Gatling laser at short range and try to take down our crate. Paladin with a Gatling laser, first shot hitting on 9s. That is a miss. Second shot is a hit with an extra damage, so that's 2 damage, 1 armor. Ooh, takes 2, not great. Second shot is a hit for 2 extra damage. That's gonna do it. As the Gatling laser unloads and does another 4 damage to the crate, we have a resulting explosion. The supply crate goes up in a plume of smoke, and our Enclave crew are robbed of the valuables inside. You know, I had high hopes going into that one, but to be honest, it went about as well as I think it was going to. There was a lot of firepower on the Brotherhood side of things, and even while the Gatling laser can be somewhat unreliable at times, when you get it within close range, and if you've got the strength to wield it, you're gonna do a lot of damage. So let me know in the comments who you think was the most valuable unit in this game. For me, it's probably gonna be a tie between either the Warrant Officer or the Tesla Trooper. The Enclave training special abilities that you get out of the Warrant Officer are just amazing when it comes to objective-based missions, and the Tesla Trooper is just so strong. The Enclave can be tricky at times. Their high caps cost can make them a bit prohibitive. I'm still happy with how this list turned out. It was interesting to play both the Warrant Officer and the Lieutenant in a smaller list together, and despite not being able to come out with the win, I think it has a pretty good blend of both combat and objective skills, and of course, using that Enclave training special ability, you're gonna get a whole heck of a lot out of your troops. But sadly, the Brotherhood takes the win, and that'll do it for this battle. No love for the Enclave this time around. The Brotherhood were able to take the win, but it was touch and go for a bit there. That Warrant Officer and Lieutenant combination is something I might be trying a little bit more down the road as well. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to get more WGNR content, make sure you follow us on Instagram, and you can join our Discord server as well for chances to enter more giveaways and get involved with the conversation with the community. You can check out links for that down below, and until next time, stay tuned. WGNR will be back.